Welcome to another ICP update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. And speaking of the updates, we post like a bunch of them every single day and you get access to all of these for like $5. We also have a chat and a bunch of other channels, so check out the memberships. And yeah, let's talk about what's happening with ICP. We are still below the 0.618 support level, and I think it's likely that we test the 0.786 support level. And I mean, we could get like $4, and I mean, it's not looking too great because we already dropped below the 618. I thought we would get some kind of bounce here, but we did not. And yeah, it's likely we test this extension and then we could get some kind of 5-wave move to the upside and get a main third wave. But I mean, what you need to do right now is just look at the Bitcoin chart, because Bitcoin is the most important thing right now. And if Bitcoin is dropping, then the altcoins will drop as well, especially when Bitcoin dominance is at cycle highs. So what's happening with Bitcoin? Well, I did tell you a couple of weeks ago that Bitcoin will most likely drop to $75,000, and that just happened. We almost dropped to the $75,000 level, and we could get another low before we actually bounce. And keep in mind, we could even get like the 618 support level, but this is the last support level and we do not really want to see Bitcoin drop below this. And then we could get a fifth wave of the main third wave. So things are still looking fine. We are just waiting for Bitcoin to do something, and it had a cross on the bull market support band, meaning that it's probably going to do absolutely nothing until the end of March. And speaking of the end of March, I mean, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, if you look at what happened in the previous cycle, the altcoin season happened at the end of March after going sideways in February and in March. And what is happening right now, it's the exact same thing. We are going sideways in February and in March. Is this a coincidence? Well, maybe it is, but maybe it's not. Now, going back to the Bitcoin chart, if the low is in, we should get back above the 200-day moving average. I believe we are already back above it. No, not yet. And yeah, if we get back above the 200-day moving average and then above the bull market support band, which is at like $93,000, then I'm expecting Bitcoin to still hit about $130,000 to $140,000 by the end of May. I'm going to explain why very soon. And if you look at the ICP chart, I mean, like I told you, when we were up here somewhere, we actually went below support and this was not good. And I did tell you that ICP will most likely form another low in the second wave before we continue. And many people disliked that video, but it was the truth. And I mean, from when I posted the video to now, ICP is down like 40%. So was my prediction wrong? I don't think it was. And yeah, like I said, the 0.786 support level is the last main support level, meaning that we cannot really afford to break below it. Now, of course, we could get some kind of wick below it, and keep in mind, the invalidation point for the whole 1-2 setup here is at this low right here at about $2.80. So we could even drop to like $3, and as long as we do not drop below this low, we should be fine. However, I do not really want to see a drop below the 0.786 support level. The second wave is already deep enough, and we'll see what happens with ICP. I mean, we are below the bull market support band, we are below the 200-day moving average, so if we want to actually do something in this bull market, ICP kind of has to get above this high right here, which is at like $85, and if we do not get above this high, ICP will most likely not be able to survive the next bear market, because I mean, if we get like $40, let's say, by the end of the year, and then we go into a big bear market where Bitcoin, let's say, drops from like $200,000 all the way down to like $60,000, ICP would just go to like below $1 in my opinion. So we obviously cannot afford to do something like that, and ICP kind of needs to wake up. Now, of course, you could say that it has not waken up yet because Bitcoin dominance is at 62%, and you would be right, but at some point Bitcoin dominance will start going down, meaning that ICP has to get a big wave move to the upside and finish at least a third wave. I don't know what will happen after the third wave, and I don't know how high this will go. I mean, the minimum target for this would be at $150. Is that possible? I have no idea. I mean, from where we are at right now, that's a very big jump, and I mean, we are at $5. So if you take a price range and let's say we put it at like $5 right here, that's actually a 3000% move to the upside. So it's very unlikely to happen, at least, you know, judging by the fact that ICP did not manage to hold this 1-2 setup here. We already had a 1-2 setup, and many altcoins did hold this 1-2 setup. I mean, if you look at Chainlink, it did not have a 1-2 setup. However, we're still expecting a fifth wave on this, and we never really went below this low right here. And even Cardano, it has a 1Q setup and the support levels are being respected, so ICP is looking a bit bad in my opinion. However, that's okay because Ethereum is also looking bad, and I think the ICP chart is actually really just copying the Ethereum chart, meaning that it could go lower if Ethereum goes lower. Now, I've been talking about this Ethereum drop right here for a couple of weeks now. I've told you many times that it will most likely drop to $1,800 to test the 0.618 support level, and that just happened like yesterday. The low could be in, but until we get 5 waves up, I cannot confirm that, and we also need to get back above the bull market support band, so we could be looking at a couple of weeks of just boring price action on the Ethereum chart and on the ICP chart. But at some point we will have to get a fifth wave move up. No matter what happens, I think the fifth wave move up will happen, meaning that Ethereum will start doing something like this, and when it happens, Bitcoin dominance will start going down, and then that will trigger the altcoin season. So yeah, we're still waiting for that, and I think that should happen by the end of March. And if it does not happen, and if we actually just continue going sideways in April and in May, Bitcoin could get a very big drop in the summer like it did in the previous cycle. For example, here we went down like 55%, and in the 2017 cycle we went down like 40%, and in the 2013 cycle we went down like 80%, and all of these drops happened during the summer of the post-halving year. And if something like this happens in this cycle as well, and altcoins are not, up during that time, this could be a very bad, let's just say scenario where altcoins could actually get to new bear market lows if they are not already near cycle highs or near all-time highs. So ICP and the other altcoins should definitely hurry up, and we should be at these levels right here by the end of May, because if we are not, and if Bitcoin starts dropping in the summer, it's not going to look good for the altcoins. So you better hope that ICP actually manages to form 5 waves up here, and it should look something like this. And I mean, the resistance levels are between $35 and $150. I don't know how high we will go. It's really unlikely to say right now, especially because ICP is not doing too well and it's below the 0.618 support level. But we should, in my opinion, get at least to like $35. I know that's disappointing to a lot of people, but ICP is not really doing anything, and that's not really a good thing. But when Ethereum wakes up and when it gets to new all-time highs by the end of the year, and maybe even like $6,000 or $7,000, maybe even $8,000, I think ICP will finally wake up. And I mean, when it does wake up, like it did over here for example, it will go up a lot, and of course many people will buy when it goes up instead of, buying in the support zone like right now. Of course, I'm not telling you when to buy or how much to buy because this is not financial advice, but I mean, we did react to the support zone like 3 times, so maybe it's time, I don't know, I'm just saying. And I mean, that's all I have for this video. I don't have anything else. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon. If you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.